and welcome to the next Combat Carp vlog. For this session, once again, we are over the pond in France and I won't be fishing by myself this time around.
Bonjour.
I'm here with my good friend Dave and we are fishing at the absolutely stunning Tangler Brie, which is part of the Angling Lines profile. Dave, first impressions, mate, what do you think of that?
It's a beautiful lake, it's nice flat calm at the minute, overcast sky, so looking forward to getting into it.
Yeah, and time isn't on our side unfortunately. It's coming up to half already, it's going to be dark in an hour, it's going to absolutely start lashing down. So we're going to wrap this one up, get everything out of the van, get base camp put up and hopefully get the rods out before dark. So we'll catch up with you in a little while. Well, morning, and what a start that was. 54 pounds for the first fish on the lake to Dave, and a PB for him. I promise you, I'm as made up for him as if I'd have caught it myself. One absolute belter. And it's always a good laugh when you get to give your mate a bucket, get some wicked picks for him, and you know, he's absolutely buzzing after catching that. It's been a really slow start for me, but it's to be expected. You know, we got here really late yesterday and we were struggling to get the rods out on last night. I just put a little bit of bait in, sent them out to the far margin. I was kind of hoping really, you know, I didn't really put, I'm not going to say any effort into it, but I certainly wasn't able to invest the time needed to really establish ourselves. But we're in the first full day now and it's very apparent that the fish aren't where we thought they were going to be, or at least where we told they were. The guys last week caught them all from the far margins, but it's been hammering down with rain and all the fish that we have seen have been mid-water. So I think the plan is going to be, I'm going to find 3 spots, sort of 2/3, 3/4 of the way across in slightly deeper water, and you know, find the best areas I can to really establish a zone that we can get amongst these fish. There's 250 odd fish I think in the lake, and they're not going to give themselves away easy, so I need to get everything right. So I'm going to get everything set now. There's some fresh rigs tied, get the bait out there, the boat out there with the sonar and see what we've got, because I really want to have a piece of this Brie pie, because that fish for Dave was absolutely amazing. So I'm going to get to it now. Got a lot to do, and I'll catch up with you in a little while. Well, I think we're going to be on tench patrol this week. Pretty sure this is number 3. It's not been 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes since I last spoke to you, and I hope I'm not going to be plagued by these all week long. Could be a carp, I'm not really sure. I'm just sort of like dragging it in, very, very head bangy, so fingers crossed, but it doesn't look very likely, unfortunately. Oh, it gets worse. It's not even a tench. It gets worse. I foul hooked a Bree. Is there a bigger indignity in life?
How are you doing there, John?
Oh, we have a bit of a moan, mate.
Let's have it. What you got?
Well, we've been fishing for, let's call it 24 hours. I've had more bites than you, more fish than you. Not one of them been a carp, and it looks like I'm just collecting the freshwater species hit list. I'm going to get one of those little posters on the wall, and I'm just going to start blacking them off. I'm not leaving until I've caught them all. There can't be any more indignity in life than foul hooking a Bree.
So on the bright side, you're getting a perch next.
Yeah, well, Sergeant. Don't think he's going to have an 18mm wafter, but we'll see. Well, evening, and it's time for a little evening update. And unfortunately, not a great deal's happened since I last spoke to you. I think I lost a tench about sort of 30-40 minutes ago, and I say I think because it was just very, very head bangy. Didn't see at any point, didn't feel like there's any real weight there, so never mind. And that's pretty much been it since we last spoke. We've seen square root of F all. These fish really haven't put on any sort of show for us to lead us into any sort of idea for what their patterns might be like, where they're moving around the lake. And yeah, I think this is going to be quite a tough week. The wind was absolutely hammering earlier, really cold wind came through, a lot of rain has hit us today, and now it's basically flat calm. So we've had all sorts of conditions really, might even get a little bit of sunshine in a while. So put the rods back out for the evening, and I brought them away from the far margin, a couple of rod lengths further back from where I was before, only because with how cold it is, the amount of rain we've had, I just don't think they're going to be sitting tight in them snags in sort of 2 feet of water. So I'm fishing about 3.5, and hopefully we'll be able to trip one up tonight, because at the minute it's kind of best guess. We've seen next to nothing to go on. We're contemplating moving to swim 2, which is further up, which will enable us to fish like fully to the left and fully to the right. But I have my doubts with that, only because of how much shallower it is right up the top, and if it stays cold, then I don't think that's going to be the one, especially when I've seen nothing up there. So lots to think about as we head into night 2, but fingers crossed. And we still can't grumble with getting off the mark, or I know I didn't, but Dave getting off the mark with a 54 pounder. It was an absolutely amazing fish, and the average stand for fishing is absolutely fantastic. I think there's 200 and little liner there, so I was going to go for that. Yeah, as I was saying, there's 220, 230 fish in here, give or take, and the average weight's well over 30 pounds, so there's a lot of big fish in here. So certainly not going to be crawling up the line, so we're going to have to work hard for these, and hopefully the next time I see you will be with a smile on my face and a fish in the net.
A piece of camera would be nice now, mate.
I don't know. Good weather for it. Well, morning, and the weather has taken a real turn for the worse since I last saw you. It's pissed down all night long. The water's up a good 2-3 inches, and the runoff from the fields is absolutely mental. There's big rivers of water absolutely pumping into the lake, and the monk is absolutely overwhelmed with the water it's trying to pump out. But we have had another fish on the board, not for me unfortunately. Dave, you had a 38 one, didn't you, mate?
Yeah, fortunate to get another bite this morning from the right hand side of the lake. I think as we're going to go on to now, we need to be moving swim so we can both access where we think the fish are.
I mean, at the minute, Dave's fishing far right and I'm fishing sort of straight out in front of us, and there's certainly no fish to the left hand side of the swim, and Dave's fishing the sort of central area of the lake, and the fish that we have seen have been in sort of like that mid body of the water, and I can't access them here at all. And for them to come into my sort of area, they'd have to bypass all of Dave's rods, so it'd be very, very difficult at the minute because there's nobody at the other end of the lake. So what we're going to potentially do, or probably going to do, is move into swim 2, which will put us in a central zone and allow us to spread the rods out across the lake and try and more evenly distribute the pressure, and I think that's sort of the best way to tackle it, really.
I think so. I mean, the fish are coming from the right hand side. If we get over there, I think the fish that I'm picking up are fish that are actually holding down that end of the lake. So I think if we can move down there, put more rods out, spend 24-40 hours working out the lake, and I think in these conditions we should be getting more than 2 bites.
Yeah, I mean the pressure's really low at the minute. It's a lot of cold water that's gone into the lake, but it's still relatively shallow, so yeah, we definitely should be catching. I certainly just don't feel like we've got going yet, and the fish that you have caught, just feel like we've nicked them rather than got them going for it. So not going to complain with a 54 and a 38, but yeah, a move is definitely needed. Bit of a lease of life, new lease of life definitely for me, and I certainly can't stay here any longer because there's no fish in front of me, and it's either move by myself or we both move and try and distribute the pressure a little bit better. So that's the plan, that's what we're going to get on with. It looks like we've got a bit of a break in the weather, so going to make haste, break camp, and get on the move. Look at there, Dave.
Little jackpot, mate.
Yeah, that'll be mine. I might catch a carp one day. Well, good evening, and time for a little evening update. And if I was fishing a species challenge, I would absolutely be world champion. Within 30 minutes of getting the rods out, I managed to get myself a little jack pike in front of Bernard, who's the guardian down here, and in his world champion French, of which neither of us understood a word. I think he had a little giggle, to put it mildly. But we have moved down and it was relatively painless. Got everything set up and the swim's a bit tight, to put it mildly, but just about managed. If we have another heavy downpour, we might have to think about moving back up the swim because the water is very, very high. But the forecast for the next few days doesn't look too bad. It's supposed to warm up a little bit, but it is going to remain quite windy. So rods are out, and it's just fingers crossed. Now we have seen a couple where it might have just been the same fish show right down at the very far end, narrowest, shallowest end of the lake. You know, it's good 250, maybe 200 yards up there, and there's no way we're going to get the boat up there. So I'm going to sit on my hands for now, keep the eyes on the water, and if I do see something within range, I will react to it. But they're certainly not making life easy for us. It's very tricky to kind of figure out what they're doing. They're not showing themselves very much, not seeing any real signs of feeding, so it's kind of just best guess at the minute, but we'll persevere, and fingers crossed next time I see you will be with a lump in my hands and a smile on my face. Well, good evening, and to say that it's taken a turn would be a bit of an understatement. Not long after I did that little evening catch-up, we saw the show of all shows a long way down to our right-hand side, you know, good sort of 250 yards right up to the end, and we saw so many I just had to get one rod up there, which turned into two, and not 30 minutes after putting the second one out, the first rod was away with what I thought was £30 when it went in the net. He's actually spun the scales around to £44. All the while, Dave's had himself a 49.12 and 33 common. So hopefully it looks like we're about to kick into gear. He's a real lively fella, this one. I hope I can just hold him up long enough. Let's have a quick look at him. There we go. Finally off the mark. It's been a grueling few days, but let's hope this is the start of things to come. He's going to kick off, just get a couple of snaps and put it back. Well, morning, and the session has completely swung in the opposite direction. I was doom and gloom yesterday. I didn't feel the least bit confident in the swim that we've moved into, even fishing over to the left hand side where we thought the fish were, until we saw them shows. And it got a little bit busy for Dave last night. He had himself a 49.12 and £40 grassy, which we just sort of unhooked in the net. We couldn't wait to get rid of that thing. I had a tench which wiped both the rods out, and then by then it was nearly 2 o'clock and I was dead tired. So I decided at first light this morning to get the rods out, and within 30 minutes I've had a double take, and this is the smallest of the two by some way. He has gone £39 and 11 ounces. Oh, come on. Sort yourself out, fella. Wow. I'm going to call this place the BBC, Brie Big Commons. £39.11, and like I say, I've got one in the sling, a lot bigger than this. Great times. Go, £52, 11 ounces. What a beast! And that is a PB common for me. Oh, I'm absolutely made up. Oh. That's an old man sit down. Morning, and we finally got 5 minutes to have a bit of a catch up and reflect on how this session has completely turned around, especially for me. Dave had that 49 pounder and however many ounces, what an absolute belter. Followed shortly by what looked a low 40 grassy. We won't know because we just unhooked it in the net, and fair play, it was quite well behaved. And then it went a bit quiet for you, didn't it?
It did, but before we talk about my angling, I'd like to talk about your tea bags. So I've had to rescue us today because you have brought some pretty poor tea bags, which I believe are Thai food tea bags?
Absolutely not. They're whatever I stole out of the rations I could get hold of.
So I've rescued us with some Yorkshire tea, which is, as everybody in Britain knows, Yorkshire tea bags are the best tea bags available.
Other tea brands are available.
They are. Just don't buy them. Right, so yeah, yesterday, unsurprisingly, 3 quick bites for me in short succession.
Yeah.
So things are starting to look up. I think the conditions have turned around in our favour. So
yeah. And after that 40 pound grassy, I had a tench which wiped both of the rods out, and it was 2 AM at this point. We were both just dead tired. So I made a decision, wound in, and I put the rods back out at 6 o'clock. And within 30 minutes, they both went one after the other with a 52 pounder and a 39 pounder, plus however many ounces they were. And I'm absolutely buzzing. Like it's turned the session around in untold measure, because I was dooming when we got him. Completely right off that area, didn't we?
Absolutely, yeah. We just, when you come to a water, sometimes you have a feel around, you look at what the conditions are, and that is just an area of the lake that we just, because of the depth of it, and
just assumed they wouldn't be there.
Yeah, the cold wind pushing down. However, it turns out we were wrong, and we know nothing.
Yeah, so I've gone full on linear style. I've got 3 rods tram lining up there, albeit certainly didn't cast them. They've gone in the bait boat just to make life easy, and the plan is to gently stagger them back, because I want them to have a little bit of unpressured water. There's about 80 to 90 yards behind them at the minute. If I can get them a little bit closer, sort of 5 yards each time, then that'll be ideal, because I still want them to sort of like sit there. I don't want to push them all out in one sitting. So if I can pick them off after they want to come and have a feed, you know, there's 3 rods lined up ready to go. And I think it's going to be, hopefully at least, a productive remainder of the week. What about you, mate?
Yeah, so I'm pretty much going to stick to what I've been doing. So I've got all 3 spots have now produced fish, and I'm sort of fishing in 2.5 foot of water, quite tight to the margin. There is some overhanging snags, so I'm just not getting too close to them, leaving myself a little bit of space. Fishing nice and locked up, so I can get to my rods nice and quickly. And I'm just going to keep doing the same little and often as the approach with the bait. We don't need to,
especially in early spring.
Yeah, I don't need to start piling the bait in. So I think, yeah, I would assume I'm going to get quite a few more fish off of that.
I hope so, mate, because the average weight's been fantastic. Out of 8 or 9 fish, however many we've had, the smallest has been 33 pounds. 2 50s, however many 40s, and all them high 30s. Absolutely buzzing, and I can't wait to see how many more we're going to catch. But we've got a bit of a break today. We've got Mark coming down. We have a bit of a barbecue and a social. So we're going to go and have a shower, head into town, grab some more supplies, and then we get back, get these rods out, and have a laugh, because I only get to see him sort of once or twice a year. And yeah, that's pretty much the catch up. So we're going to finish these teas, tidy up, and get freshened up, eh?
Let's do it.
Nice. See you in a little while.
So the bailiff turned up.
Well, we've just been sat down, having a much needed He did social with Mark. He's come down to spend the night with us. We have a barbecue. He's bought a cow with him, put it that way. I don't know how we're going to cook it, but I'm sure we'll manage. And the right hand rod screamed off. Let me turn that now. 5 o'clock, so fingers crossed it's a start of a busy evening.
If that's less than 52, you're cooking.
I don't want to ruin €37 and 11 cents of beef. I saw the price tag.
Okay.
You're fucking naughty, you are.
37, 70 odd.
No, it wasn't, just 37. You did not spend that.
Do you want to record me giving him some coaching?
A few moments later.
Well, after 6 days, 12 hours, 19 minutes and 38 seconds, we finally got this one in, and he spun the scales around to £37 and 12 ounces. But that is completely immaterial, because this is without doubt the best fish we have caught by miles. Look at that. What an absolute stunner that is. Ah, the quality of fish in Bree is absolutely immense. Time for a few photos, put him back, and we'll get the rod straight back out. Well, good morning. It's been another busy morning. I had the first rod ramp off about 5:15, and I think that's going to be over 50. That's in the sling behind me, and whilst I was sorting it out, the second rod ramped off with the fish we've got in front of us, and it is without doubt the best fish I've ever caught in France. It's part zip linear, part speckle. It's unbelievable. You wait to see it. And to just make it even better, 39 pounds and 7 ounces, although he is going to be one lively character. Look at that. Wow, one unbelievable fish. I hope he's going to be just long enough. Oh, what a stunner. Brie is some special place. Gonna get a couple of photos and slip him back. And here is the second part of the brace. A little under 50 pounds, 48 pounds 11. And he's decided he's going to kick off. Come on, fella. Way. There we go. Average weight in this lake is mental. An absolute pig of a fish. Absolute bruiser. A couple of snaps and we'll get him back. Well, morning, and we've just said goodbye to Mark. put the rods out in the absolute pissing rain, and it hasn't taken long for the fish to switch on. And initially I didn't think this fish was that big, and when it got in the net it decided it was just going to grow on the spot. It spun the scales around to 48 pounds and 14 ounces. Yet another big Brie common. It's number 7, and the smallest fish we've had between us out of 14 fish is still 33 pounds, and that is absolutely mental. Right, a couple of picks, then back, get the rods back out. One fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, 4 fish. What was that in, Dave? I don't see any rods left on there, boy. Yeah, boy.
Carnage!
Carnage! All good over there? Well, morning, and it's absolutely kicked off. We both had a double take, and the first 2 we're going to show you are absolutely stunning. We've got a pair of scaly baggers. Mine has gone 31 pound and whatever ounces. Dave's was 44?
44.
Yeah. Immaterial. Look at these 2. Hopefully Dave will sort them out. There you go. Scaly bangers at Bree. Great times. Well, and here's the second part of the brace. £40.7, £40.1. And they're not exactly happy to be held up by these 2 ugly mugs. Oh, come on fella, straighten yourself, and oh! Come on Dave, get her up, get her up! You can do it, I know you've got a problem getting things up, but come on, screw them up. There we go. Oh, and that's it. Oh! It looks like the weather's going to hold off for a little while, so this will be a dandy moment to talk about the bait I'm using here at Brie, and it's really no different than what I use in the UK to the majority, just with a couple of differences. I mentioned on the last vlog that anytime you come to France you really need to look at picking up a bag of the lake pellet, and it's no different here. This is stuff that Mark sells, and he feeds them to the fish all year long. They know it's a good food source, so grab yourself a bag of that when you meet Mark at Jonchery. It's priced no different than when you buy it in the UK, and you're going to save yourself on fuel dragging it over. That's a 25 kilo bag. Coming to the end of it now, but we have added a bit of a boost to it. I do like to pimp it up. A lot of the waters here as well are also dominated by sweet bait. So what we did is we added some of the Tutti Frutti Hydrospod. This is empty because we've been through it all, and it's added a really old school smell to it. Oh, this smells divine. It reminds me of my childhood years fishing. So a little bit of that goes in. Just prepping for a couple of rods. Next is maize. Can't go wrong with this when you come to France. Carp love it, and it's cheap as chips, and you always know when maize has been prepared correctly. Give it a chew. If it's nice and soft, good enough to eat, that's good enough and safe for the fish. So a bit of that will go in. And then finally, bug. I bought it in the 12mm for this week, and what I like to do is pre-soak it in the liquid food for about 24 hours. It makes them super soft. What you can then do with it is just give it a squeeze, turn it into a bit of a pulp, loads of bits and pieces will just break off and pump out attraction for ages. Down there, and then a few whole ones on top of that. And then to finish off the mix, bug spod. Use this everywhere, go through absolutely gallons of it. Get a bit of that in there. Give it a little whiz up. And that is the finished mix. And it is done the do this week. Well, good evening, and it's time for a bit of a catch up whilst there's a bit of a break in the weather. And instead of bringing shorts, t-shirts and sun cream, we should have brought flippers, snorkels and wetsuits. It's done nothing since we got here but rain, rain and rain some more. The entire swim is basically flooded. But that being said, it has not stopped the fish feeding. After we had those 4 fish this morning, Dave had another 53 pounder and it was an absolute belter. We got some mega picks and he's absolutely made up with it. And about an hour ago, about sort of 4 or 5 o'clock, he had a 45 pound grassy it was a crazy bite. It was almost like a fishing braid. The rod shot off, and if you didn't have snaggies on, that rod was gone. As for myself, you know, nothing's happened since this morning. Actually seen the fish all the way down the far end. It is a bit surprising because it's only sort of 40-45 centimetres down there, Mark tells me. If they're happy down there, you know, so be it. And tomorrow I might come to the oyster fish for them. It is our last full day, but for tonight I'm happy. The rod's been set since about 10 this morning and they are ready from tonight. I'm absolutely confident at some point they are going to get on them. And once again, I'm going to make best effort to maximise the opportunities tonight, because I would really like a 50+ mirror, which will set the trip up for a good finale for me. That'll be 50 common and a 50 mirror. But if it doesn't happen, you can't grumble with what we've had. I think we've had 21 fish now, and the average is still in the mid-40s, and it's just absolutely brilliant. So yeah, that's where we are coming into Thursday night. We're just having a bit of dinner, chili con carne on the go. And yeah, we're having it early because I think, you know, sort of 8-9 o'clock, that's where we're going to see our first bite. So fingers crossed, we're going to get back amongst some chunks. Well, evening, and it started a little earlier than expected, and the average is going to keep on climbing, because the first one tonight, I say first one like I'm expecting more, but I'm supremely confident at that spot, is 46 pound, 12 ounces, and yet another big common. Oi, live fella. So we'll take a couple of pics and we'll put him back. Well, good morning, and 2 things happened last night, one of which we are very thankful for, and it stayed dry, and it's meant to stay dry for the remainder of the trip, and that is why I'm wearing this ridiculous shirt in some sort of homage to the carp gods. And secondly, we both had a good night's kip, which is absolutely mental considering we have had bites continually throughout the nights, but it happened. The first bite did come at 7:30, and he is the smallest fish of the trip at 26 pound 14, which is saying something. The average weight here is fantastic, as is the quality of the fish. Look at that. One absolute belter. Lovely little speckle scales over him. Fantastic condition. Great times. Couple of snaps, put him back. Well, they are out there, and this is the furthest I've ever fished in my life. 190 metres, 200 metres and 200 metres. I've really pushed them out as far as I feel safe to do so, because they are... Oh, live bite for Dave, it's a screamer! Woohoo! Hit that one, lad. As I was saying, this is the furthest that I feel safe fishing, but the fish are definitely down in that far margin. There's still another 40 metres I could go, but I'm not going to push it too far. So yeah, they're out there, and hopefully we can trip up one during the day. I don't mind giving them a bit of pressure now, because we're coming into the last 24 hours. So if it sacrifices a night bite, so be it. I didn't have anything last night, so let's try and get a couple of chunks during the day.
And here we see the carp angler in his natural habitat. He's hooked another chunk and he's got a right flap on. Oh, there he is. Oh, stop flapping, stop flapping. Bosh! Got him!
She's being naughty.
Struggling with that fish. Do you want me to help you lift it?
Come on then.
Well, that hasn't taken too long. Our rod's out at 200 metres, just had a drop back on. Fish is absolutely bowstring tight, so absolutely no doubt it was a bite. Quick as it was to get the bite, I think it's going to take just as long to get this one in. It's a long way out there, so we'll do one of those a few moments later when it eventually goes, hopefully, into the net. That's the marker not back on, so only 130 metres to go. If this was a marathon, there'd be like a halfway point for me to get a nice tight drink right now, just to keep the energy up. Go on, lad. For those more astute amongst you, you will have noticed that it's once again raining. So clearly, wearing that absolutely ridiculous shirt has done nothing for dry weather aspirations. So I took it off, and 5 minutes later, the rod went off. So I think that's the last time I'm going to bring a ridiculous shirt to France.
Boo!
And here is the results of that long rod. He's a proper kipper. £44.5. Really clean fish. Lovely starburst, fleckly scales down by the rest of its tail. Another absolute stunner. Picture time. I'm just going to use this opportunity just to talk about the tackle and the rig that I'm using here at Brie, and it's pretty much the same what I use everywhere in the UK. Starting off, we've got 18 pound GTHD, and this stuff is pretty much bomb proof. It's really, really low stretch, sinks like a brick, and even when you're fishing at extreme range like I have been at 200 metres, the bite indication, so long as you're fishing tight, is absolutely fantastic. One of the rules here at Brie and all of the waters that Mark runs is you need to have some sort of leader to protect the fish. This is the Fox Submerge in 30 pounds, and I absolutely love this stuff. It's really, really supple, hugs all the lake beds, and when it's spliced properly, the break and strain of this is just absolutely phenomenal. As I mentioned, we're fishing at quite long range, so when I'm fishing extreme range, I do like to drop the lead so you're in contact with the fish nice and early. This is the Fox inline drop-off kit, and then lead-wise, I'm using a 4-ounce flat pair. These are from Buzz Tackle Leads, who I've only just started working with the last couple of months, and the quality of these is just absolutely mega. I'll put a link in the bottom of the page so you can get in touch with Lee, and he will sort you out with any lead you need. And if you haven't guessed already, rig-wise, nothing's changed. It is an Illusion rig, and it's about 12 inches of Fox Illusion in 19 pounds, down to a cord of wide gape, size 4 and barbless, one of the rules here at Brie. And then hook bait wise, I've got a bug wafter in 15mm topped with a little bit of 12mm Fruitilicious just to give it a little bit of a sight blob. We've had 28 fish so far here at the Bree, and we have not dropped a single one. So I used to be so worried about fishing barbless waters, but all that's gone, and I can fish with absolute confidence with this rig. About the only time I wouldn't use it is if I was fishing to snags or any sort of structures, real heavy weed, where there's a chance of zebra mussels or such like we could get cut off. But other than that, this is my go-to rig everywhere I go. Well guys, that's it, and unfortunately no more bites from me or Dave, and unfortunately we did have to wind in right on bite time, but I can assure you we are not going home unhappy. 28 absolutely clonking fish. We had 3 50 pluses, 14 40-pound pluses, and the rest 30s and a couple of 20s. Absolutely amazing week. Now the Brie can be booked exclusively through Angling Alliance. It's a really simple and easy process, so I'll put the link at the bottom of the page. I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, please remember to click the like and subscribe button, because it's really going to help out the channel a ton. I'll see you on the bank very, very soon.